Hello YouTube, this is Nicholas Acosta and welcome to another video. It has been a very long time since I've done a video. I've been very busy with college and everything. As a matter of fact, today makes 2 months since I've been in school. On January 29th I started and today is March 29th, 2018. So I've been working a lot. College is very hard, but I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna continue trying. Today's video is gonna talk about the release of, I should say, the software updates for Apple's devices. iOS 11.3, watchOS 4.3, tvOS 11.3, and of course the 11.3 update for the new HomePod. So I just want to let everyone know that I updated the iPhone 7 Plus to iOS 11.3, and before I updated I had 93.45 gigabytes available, and when I installed 11.3 and went to check how much space I had 93.71 gigabytes available. So I got some room with 11.3. There are so many new features in these versions of the operating system, of all of the versions of the operating systems that were released today. So many new features and bug fixes and under the hood improvements. One of the features in iOS 11 is new battery monitoring features that you can look for in settings. These tools give iOS users the ability to monitor the health of their battery, and you can learn more about this by looking at the release notes in iOS. There have been new improvements for those of you who use VoiceOver. There have been improvements to Apple Music, news. Actually, one of the new features in Apple Music is a new dedicated videos section for music videos that was introduced in 11.3. Now, we're going to switch over to AirPlay 2 support. AirPlay 2 support was introduced in the first beta of iOS 11.3, and then when beta 3 of iOS 11.3 was released, they removed AirPlay 2 support, and AirPlay 2 was never they never put it back in later betas. So that isn't available. Also, if you remember when Apple had their Worldwide Developers Conference last June, they talked about iCloud support for messages, being able to sync your messages to all of your devices. That unfortunately didn't make it into the release of iOS 11.3. So those features are probably likely coming in a later update of iOS. Apple did it was confirmed that iOS 11.4 was gonna be coming out. This is a rumor. I don't know if it was confirmed by Apple, but I was reading an article, and there's supposed to be an 11.4 update coming. Probably this will be coming out after or during Apple's June 4th Worldwide Developers Conference, which is supposed to be happening. So that's some of what's new in iOS 11.3. Like I said, look, please check the release notes. Also, a lot of new updates in tvOS. By the way, before we move on to that, I just want to say that iOS 11.3 is available on all devices that are capable of running iOS 11. So of course this is the 5S and later, the iPhone 5S and later, the iPad mini 2 and later, the iPad Air and later, and of course the iPod Touch 6th generation. iPod Touch 6th generation. So now going to tvOS 11, of course, that is available to download for the 4th generation Apple TV. If you have it set to install automatically, tvOS 11.3 will be installed automatically. If you don't have automatic updates enabled, you can manually check for updates and install tvOS 11.3. watchOS 4.3 has been released to the public, bringing, if you remember, when you go and charge the Apple Watch, when you go and charge the watch and you put it in nightstand mode, you can only it would only work in previous versions in landscape. That means the battery the watch would be on the charger and it would be on its side in landscape mode. Well, no more. In 4.3, you can now charge the watch but also have it in portrait mode, and nightstand will work in portrait mode, which is pretty cool. As far as music is concerned, you can now access the music features from the watch itself. Previously, you would have needed to use the iPhone, and then they took that away. Now they added it back. They added the feature back, so you can now stream. You can control your music through the iPhone or through the watch itself. I don't really use these features, so I can't tell you how this works. I didn't really understand it very well. There is a new charging animation when the watch is charging. Of course, if you're gonna update the software, you're gonna be using the watch has to be 50% or higher. It must be on the charger when you update. You do not make sure that you don't move the watch or remove it from its charger while the update is installing. Also, this watch that I have is the 3rd generation, so if you want to update the watch, and you can do that through the dedicated watch app on the iPhone by going to General and Software Update. Make sure that your Wi-Fi is turned on the phone and that the Wi-Fi is also enabled on the watch. Of course, the iPhone has to be in range of the Apple Watch in order for it to update. Make sure that Bluetooth is also enabled. So there you have it. So many features in these updates. You might want to look at the release notes, but I highly recommend that you update to iOS 11.3, tvOS 11.3, watchOS 4.3, and of course the HomePod. We don't know what new features are available in 11.3, but of course the HomePod will update automatically, or of course you can check for software updates manually. There isn't any support for AirPlay 2 on the HomePod just yet, so this is probably going to come in a later update. And the ability to set up two HomePods speakers for you to get stereo sound is still not available. You can only set up one HomePod at a time, but the ability to set up two of them at the same time is still not available in 11.3. So like I said, a bunch of software updates. Please stay tuned because the long-awaited Apple Watch demo is coming. We're going to be doing a tour of the Apple Watch iPhone app, and I'm using VoiceOver, and we're also gonna take a look at using the watch with VoiceOver. So, please look out for those videos. I've just been pretty busy, and I haven't really had the time to do any videos because I go to school Monday through Thursday. But from now on, I'm gonna be doing videos on the weekend. Right now, I am officially on spring break. Happy Easter to everyone. I know Easter is on Sunday, but I guess I'm still allowed to say Happy Easter. I don't know, but I'm officially on Easter break, spring break, whatever you want to call it. So I will be doing another video probably today because I have another surprise to talk about. And then maybe this weekend we will do this review of the Apple Watch app and Apple Watch itself. But please stay tuned. I don't want to get everyone's hopes up high. Please look out because there are going to be a bunch of awesome videos coming in the next few days or maybe even weeks. So thank you and have a wonderful day.